other geographical area on this globe. Africans no more and no less than any other men. And alright, the big motivational message, I'm taking it again. It says that this world was not created piecemeal. Africa was born no later and no earlier than any other geographical area on this globe. Africans no more and no less than any other men. Possesses all human attributes, talents and deficiencies, virtues and faults. Haile Selassie is the one that's giving us this message, and Haile Selassie was born on 23rd of July 1892 rather, and died on 27th of August 1975. Born Rastafari Makonnen, was Ethiopia's regent from 1916 to 1930, and emperor from 1930 to 1974.
Some wise words coming in from the man Haile Selassie, telling us that he doesn't believe the world was created bits by pieces, step by step, slowly or gradually. According to him, Africa was born no later or no earlier than any geographical area on this globe. There's nothing like Africans came before the whites were created. Africans came before the best people were created. We were all created at the same time. And I like the part that he doesn't only credit us, but he also discredits us when it comes to our fault as well. So Africa is not only good at certain things.
Just positives, you know. Africa, if I look at Africa, the positives or the one positive that I know we have is that Africa is still green. We are way so green. Everything is so green. We haven't touched anything yet. So we are so green, and it gives you more opportunity, unlike the other continents. Really, other continents have been tapped, but we haven't tapped really anything yet. Nothing yet. So I always say Africa is green. Apart from that, the rest.
So be proud wherever you are, and always be good as an African. Of course, we are rallying support for all Africans who are representing Africa in this year's Russia FIFA World Cup. What's your take? Who are you supporting?
Nigeria.
Why is everybody supporting Nigeria?
I have no choice, man. I have no choice. Nigeria. Well, I really have no choice. Why not Nigeria?
Why not another country? Like
when you think of all African countries, Nigeria is always the country that we say they are our brothers. It's not like Nigeria is Togo or Nigeria is Cote d'Ivoire or they share boundaries with that. No, they don't. But somehow, I don't even know where that thing started. But somehow, Nigerians are just simply our brothers.
We just click,
exactly.
We just click. So yes, we are supporting Nigeria, the Super Eagles, as they bring the cup home this year. Why is the cameraman shaking his head? Appenton, why are you shaking your head?
Oh, yeah, again.
Egypt. Okay, well, he is supporting Mo Salah's side, Egypt.
There's some reason. For some reason, I would never. For some reason, I would never support Egypt.
Oh, Annie.
No, why? I won't. I mean, I'm saying it openly because Egypt, to a large extent, they don't recognize themselves as Africans. In fact, they think they're so different from us. So even though they're even located in Africa, they say they are not African.
That's why this quote is to them.
Exactly. I don't see the reason why I should support somebody who says I'm not African. Well, I am.
Well, I'll do something little for Egypt because of Mo Salah, because I'm a Liverpool fan. So definitely, I'm a little bit inclined.
Maybe I should have given you a little support because there's someone very close to me that's also a Liverpool fan. So
but hey, it's just in 4 days. The World Cup is just in 4 days, and of course trust the sports team to bring you up to date to all the update when it comes to Russia 2018.
You know how it is when the guys are, when you're riding with guys or driving with them in the car, maybe the car is quiet for a while, and then somebody will shout, "Hey, Charlie, World Cup is coming closer!" And I'm like, "Wow, these guys are so crazy!
They're so crazy! They're so crazy!" But hey, all the best to every team represented. It's now time for us to find out what is making headlines in our newspapers. A lot went down over the weekend, and we can't wait to share with you.
Their prophets in the 21st century.
If my prophet is in the midst of my people, I speak to him mouth to mouth. So because prophets speak God's word, they speak a creative force.
Because we were ignorant, we didn't really understood what grace was.
Depends on the individual. the way you look at it, the way you handle yourself, the way you carry yourself.
They want to know what disease in the family, what does the family do. They want to know all these things about the background of the family so that they won't get themselves, because they know that those things have influence.
God created man. The man that God created fell. You see, he fell, and because he fell, he was subject to corruption, to destruction, to satanic dominion, and all that.
So welcome back. It's still the Fair Show live on GNTV. We are so interactive on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. It is at GNTVGH, and we are streaming this show live not only on Facebook but also on YouTube at GNTVGH. So do well to stay with us on all of these platforms. It's now time for us to find out what's happening in the newspapers, and it's time for newspaper headlines. Alright, so welcome back. It's now time to find out what's happening in the newspapers, and I'll start off this morning with the Publisher newspaper. And on the front pages of the Publisher newspaper, we can see the picture of Professor Michael Kwe, Speaker of Parliament, and of course a picture of Kennedy Ejapong, and the headline says, MPs tell Kennedy Ejapong, we are not buffoons, as Anas sues for 25 million Ghana cedis. And Mahama fights Nana over 65 million euros Kumasi Airport project. There's been this back and forth with the ex-president and the current president as to somebody allegedly stealing his project and taking it upon
apparently he says, in fact, he says that the project was he cut us off for the project. The work started, and then when the NPP government came into office, what they did was they actually kept the project on hold for a few months, and then the president came back and said, I'm cutting the sort. So for the same site, the sort cutting has been done two times.
So whose project really is it? Well, one thing that is really surprising to me this morning is Siamese twins for surgery, and some twins have been given birth to in some part of the country, and we're asking ourselves, how equipped are we as a nation for such rare occurrences? Should we have them? And we have them, and I'll read just a little bit of it from the Publisher newspaper on page 11 of the Publisher newspaper. It has more details as to this issue, and it says surgeons at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital in Kumasi are expected to conduct a complicated surgery to separate two Siamese twins this week. The twins, both females, were born at the Jura Government Hospital in the Ashanti region around 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. The twins and their mother are currently doing very well 24 hours after their birth, medical officials have disclosed to the paper. Dr. Manye A.D. Mensah, medical superintendent at the Jura Government Hospital, said conjoined twins will be operated at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital, possibly on Tuesday. Pardon?
At what point are they joined? Which part of the body?
We'll find, according to him, the mother arrived at the hospital. They haven't stated where exact. Okay, the abdomen area.
Okay.
The abdomen area.
Sometimes where the joint is what will tell how the surgery might go, if it's risky or it's really not. I don't know how that's going to go.
Okay,
let's see.
So we have
Dr. Francis DG. Okay, so he is an optician and a gynecologist. He's joined us on the phone lines. Doc, thank you so much for joining us on the First Show. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, thank you.
Great. So the issue of Siamese twins in Ghana, how often is it happening lately? Because we didn't used to hear about such stories, but lately I think one or two we've been hearing in the country. What is contributing to this?
Well, it's because probably we also have a very poor reporting system. You know, elsewhere these things are properly collected, so we have statistics of Siamese twins, and then the success of their surgeries, you know, all the respective hospitals in a particular jurisdiction. But in our environment, you have isolated cases, but because we don't really pick good information, you don't possibly know exactly the number so that you can actually make meaningful judgments about them.
Is this to say that the hospitals don't keep proper statistics on these happenings, or is that, for example, journalists have not been following up to see how often these are happening in the hospitals?
I think it's both. Ghana, generally, when it comes to data, we have a bit of challenges. Yes.
I see. So is it a frequent happening?
No. The occurrence of trauma strains, even in the general population worldwide, isn't something that is so common. If you delve deep into how they occur, you realize that it isn't something that frequently you would expect them. But once in a while, one or two cases will pop up. Yeah.
So briefly tell us the biological formation of this. How does it come about?
To just summarize and not really get into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
You expect that when you have one egg fertilizing one ovum, that is when you have one sperm fertilizing an ovum, the sperm from the man and then the ovum from the woman, you expect that a baby will form. There are times that you have the same egg and then the same ovum, the same sperm and the same ovum, also separating after a certain point. And you would expect that this separation will occur at specific times. Unfortunately, in some individuals or in some fertilization, you don't expect the separation to occur, and so the structures are maintained in both babies, and so you end up giving birth to twins who probably share certain structures. Yeah, and so you need surgery to then go in and then you separate these babies.
What is the percentage of survival of both babies?
The survival of these babies are dependent on the type of Siamese twins. We have those that the heads are joined. You have those that the backs are joined. There are times that the trunk, the abdomen are joined. Yes, and so if you have a combination of these, it all depends on, of course, the skill of the surgeons who are going to work on them, the sophistication when it comes to the equipment to really look at all the abnormalities and the comorbidities. And of course, most importantly, like I said initially, the pathology itself. So if the pathology is quite simple to separate, and then you have the good personnel and you have all the equipment to really assess them prior to surgery, then you have a bigger chance of saving them. But there are times that some of them, you may have a well-developed baby at one side, and then the other baby may not be too developed. And so you would have to sacrifice one. And there are times that all of them may not even be too, normal to actually separate. Yes.
Wow. So I mean, it really depends. So in the situation where the joints are the abdominal side, what is it like?
Yes. Abdominal side is that is what your eyes will see. But when you do further studies, sometimes they are even sharing the same organ, let's say the same liver. So if you have two babies and then they are sharing the same liver, then you know that obviously you have a bit of a challenge. Yes. So it doesn't really matter whether it's just one side, but also the separation of structures, the individuality of structures, and of course the scale.
So from where you sit as a gynecologist, and I want to know how professional our doctors in this country are to be carrying out such complicated surgeries.
Our doctors are very professional and well trained, and having to be able to do or take any challenge. The truth is that in such cases it demands a multidisciplinary action. So you may have a general surgeon, a pediatric surgeon, you may have some neurosurgeons around. The internal physicians will come, look at these babies, the pediatricians. You involve anesthetist, you involve laboratory personnel. So we have all these, group of professionals. So the most important is to be able to properly work these children up well, and then we do all the necessary requirements to be able to know that it is really a good chance to do the separation. And then as soon as the babies have been put to a good state, all that is important is for the patient to consent for the surgery to commence. Yes.
Obstetrician gynecologist Dr. Francis Digi, I thank you for your time spent on us on the Fresh Show. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you very much.
Interesting.
Well, I think it's not really an easy surgery to conduct, because it's either you're sacrificing both babies or you're sacrificing one, and I'm sure when you're able to sacrifice one, the other one must.
It suffers because
yes.
Okofanoshe recorded such an incident a couple of years ago. The surgery was successful. Unfortunately, one of the twins had to pass out a couple of days later. So, what do you have for us in the Daily Graphic?
Well, the Daily Graphic says that GTV, Metro TV, and Quest TV to show World Cup, and we also have President Cat Sword for Takoradi Port Expansion Project. Dr. Amwa calls on FIFA to revisit third-party interference in football. Communications Ministry dragged to court over what?
Kelny G.
Okay. So that's what it said. Two Ghanaians, Miss Sarah Asefwa Ajaye and Mr. Maximus Ametrogo have filed a suit at the Human Rights Division of the court, praying the court to prevent Ministry of Communication and other defense of our own party.
Okay, fine. You can find out more details in the Daily Graphic. Let's move on to the Today newspaper and have a picture of Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndom, and he's saying stop lobbying for GFA positions. Ndom advises, and more to go after Nyantechi Al Hassan as corrupt officials are asked to step aside. Danger looms in Mepefa. Well, as residents drink from polluted dam, you see a picture of residents trying to do something with this very polluted water. It's a very sad development there. What do you have finally before we wrap up with this segment?
Let me just go for the Daily Dispatch, and of course it will capture its statistics as usual. It says that a well-located shop at my this is an advert. How Akufo-Addo can expose corruption via influence peddlers. 2006 World Cup. I was offered $300,000 to make Ghana lose.
Yes, Olele there speaking. Alright, so that's all for the newspaper headlines this morning. Time check. It's time for the sport update with our lady Matilda Dimadel. Stay with us.